Hi, this is April Dawn Rocha. I'm a Texas-based artist, and this is Una Plática.
Una Plática.
Una Plática.
Es una plática.
Say plática.
Una Plática. Una Plática.
When I was in 8th grade, I used to ride the bus to school, and one morning, waiting for the bus, I saw a man painting a building, and he was painting characters and really funky, and I really liked it, and I would watch him. It took him maybe about a month, but every day I couldn't wait to see what he had done. And later I realized it was Robert Tatum, and he was painting the Frio City Brewery, and I lived right in that neighborhood. And I just thought it was awesome. I didn't even think about if he got paid for it or not. I just really loved that there was art outside on the building, because I would draw and stuff like that. But just seeing that man paint the walls was really cool, and the art was outside for anybody to see. And that really made me want to do that, specifically painting walls. It's kind of a weird thing, because I am very involved, and I like to celebrate my culture, Hispanic, South Texas, but I have a lot of different blood running through my veins. It's not only just the Hispanic, or I don't really like to say Hispanic, maybe. It's not only the Mexican part of me, that's the biggest part of me, but I have a lot of Irish blood, and I have a lot of, what else, like English. I got one of those 23andMe done, but so I saw that, and it's just, we're all like this big mix of things, and I like to celebrate that. And I think in my culture, maybe just like the people I know, the people I paint with, it's something that we like to share and we like to celebrate, and I love seeing the art, even if I don't know who the artist is. Seeing the art that celebrates the culture is the most influential to me. It makes me think, it makes me feel, and I love that about the Mexican culture, is celebrating that on walls, and for everybody to see and to be proud of. Superhero. It would have to be my kids, but mostly my daughter. She was kind of my superhero. She was always so kind, even when she didn't have to be. And I'm really rigid and rough, and I could be mean, but she always made me softer, and that's something I really love about her. And she had every reason to be all kinds of weird, but she was just so cool and so kind all the time. I do believe it's important to have organizations like Centro Cultural Aztlán in the community, because it gives artists an outlet, but it also gives the public a space to view all these amazing artworks, not just paintings, but sculptures, and even spaces to like meet, to get together and meet, and talk about things, and get ideas, and things like that, things that you couldn't do otherwise. Even even if it's not an event here at the community center, there's still things around it in the community that still make that thing happen, that connection. That's what it is. It's a connection happen, and it keeps the culture alive and strong. And that's something I really like about it. I wish that more cultures would embrace it the way we do, the way Latinos do, or the way at least we do in South Texas, because it's so awesome and it does make me proud. And I see people look at art and have that pride because of the connection, and I think that's really cool. I like the Virgin Mary one, that one, because I've always felt a close connection to the Virgen de Guadalupe, especially after I lost my daughter, and I learned about her, and I knew about her, but like I kind of got more into it, and I just have a connection with her because like the Seven Sorrows of Mary and all that stuff. If you know about that, like losing a child but still having to continue your life, and then the sadness in her face, and it's presented in so many different ways here at Centro Cultural Aztlán. It's a painting, it's in altars, it's a sculpture, it's all kinds of things, all kinds of different ways to celebrate her, and I think that's really cool. I love it. I don't know so much about change. I think change only like sticks or takes when it's like, or when it happens organically. It's not forced. People have to realize that things are changing, or make things. You can't make it happen. It just happens, and you have to adapt to it. But I would, when I do make a piece of art, I do want to make the viewer think, question themselves or others, or the connection. It's so weird to be able to connect over an image with somebody you don't know, and now with the internet, like people across the world, or on the other side of town, or your next door neighbor, and you don't even have to be there. It's just they view your art, it relates to them in some way, and I think that's beautiful. What I do like about it is all the stuff that I don't know. I'm a self-taught artist, and when I see the younger people, I'm 45, or I'm sorry, I'm 43. Geez, I'm 43. So there's a whole younger generation that is making amazing art and stuff that I don't even think of. And when I see it, I'm just like, oh yeah, wow. Or, just their techniques are different. And maybe I'm just kind of like an art nerd or art geek like that, or I'll like get up to it and like see how they're doing things, or the new colors that the paint companies make, and the way they, like the finishes, like the metallics and the interference colors, and all that really cool stuff, and using that stuff in art to make it look different than stuff I haven't seen. That's amazing. I love that about San Antonio art, and I really love when a San Antonio artist gets recognized, because I feel like, like that's my people, Mostly from, my life experiences or stories that I hear from people that I know, things that I feel. It's all a feeling, even when a storyteller is telling a story in any kind of way, like through art or on a podcast, or, from a friend, or even a rumor, an urban legend or whatever, just something that makes me feel I want to communicate it on a piece of paper or a wall, or any kind of way that I can, because I feel like I'm most understood that way. I would say don't be scared. I was afraid for a long time, and I hung out with a lot of artists because I knew that that's what I wanted to do. But they were just so good, and I didn't want to show my art to them. Just not even to show it at a show, just to show them that I knew how to draw or paint or whatever. But when I finally did, and my favorite artists were enjoying my work and saying that what I did was nice, that was the best feeling in the world. And I could have got that feeling years before if I would have just not been so afraid, because art is subjective. So people aren't going to like it. People are going to like it. It doesn't matter about that when you make the art. It's just, you have to make it. And if you have to make it, show it. Even show it to your parents, show it to your friends. Just don't be afraid, because there's so many amazing things that we can't communicate with words. People will never understand, but they will if they see it on a piece of paper or on a wall. It's weird like that, but don't be afraid. I like to do murals, and it's hard to physically show that unless you go to the location. But that's also the cool part about it. But I started doing these. It looked like prison art baños, you know, because everybody's doing really colorful stuff and really some futuristic stuff, and I just wanted to keep it old school, especially because it's on the west side of San Antonio, and it just felt right. So I did one, and it said West Side Till I Die, and it's all black and white, and it just has the classic stuff: Smile Now, Cry Later, the praying hands, the Virgin Mary, and script, and it's just so cool. Everybody loved it when I did it, and I personally loved it. And even people that I didn't know were taking photos in front of it, and I thought that was so cool. And I think that it inspired a lot of pride, and that made me proud. The other mural I want to talk about it's on a mechanic shop. It's actually the whole building I got to do, and it was big. But because the mechanic shop, they fix Japanese cars. It was all Japan themed, so there was koi fish, there was geishas, but it was really colorful and really bright, and just like a collage of all kinds of different Japanese things. I even did some Japanese business signs with Japanese letters. I have no idea what they say or anything, but it looks really cool. But the owner did have some friends from Japan, from Toyota, come and check it out, and they really dug it. So I thought that was really cool, like to reach somebody from their culture all the way across the world is really cool. And that one's up the street on Fredericksburg and Hildebrand. It's right there. You'll see it. It's a big old mural with a lot of color, koi fish, geishas. And it also has a Japanese flag and an American flag, like half and half. I think it's called like a friendship flag. Huge over the whole wall, and it's really cool. I was really proud of that one. I did it all by myself, the whole building, and it took about 3 months, but it's really beautiful. As I was painting it, I had people come and talk to me and take pictures of it, and it just brought me another way to connect with my community, and I love that. So I don't just like to paint walls or canvases. I really like to make anything or create anything. But this is one that I made that I really, really love. It's about the 7 sorrows of Mary. So there's 7 swords, and it's the Sacred Heart of Mary, and it's what is it made of? I think it's plaster of Paris, I think, and also thermoplastic and clay too, on a frame, painted with an airbrush and a paint brush as well, with some resin on it. I love this piece. I actually don't want to sell this piece. This is for me. I made it for myself, again, for that connection that I feel with the Virgin Mary, and and all her sorrows, and she continues to go on because of her faith for God, and I love that, and I love the story, and I identify with it, and this is one of my favorite pieces. I like to do velvet paintings. Not a lot of people do them. There are a couple of people here in San Antonio that do them really well, and they're so beautiful. But the one that I'm showing today is it's on a navy blue velvet, and it is of a blue deer, and that kind of ties in with my culture. It's just beautifully done. I like it. I love that when you do a velvet painting, you don't paint the dark parts. It's actually adding light to darkness, because when you paint a canvas, it's adding shade to the white. But when you do something like velvet, you're adding the light to the darkness. But when you paint it, you can't draw the dark lines, or you can't do the darkness because it's already there. It's very tricky. Sometimes I mess up, and it's not good when it messes up because you got to start all over, because it's not forgiving at all. But when you get it right, it feels good and it looks beautiful, and I couldn't sell that one either. That's one of my favorites as well. I like to, I do a lot of found art. I paint on anything I can find. Mostly everything I own has paint on it, but I do wood cutouts. I'm pretty good with the tools, and I like that when they hang on someone's wall, you can light them in different ways. That was a rooster, and it came out really nice, and with the varnish and everything and the wood cutout, it looks like a 3D sticker, and I just really like it. The colors are beautiful, and it's one that I've kept as well. It's one that I wouldn't sell, but it's one of my favorites as well. It's just to show what you can do with art. You don't have to just be on a paper, on a wall. It can be on anything, anywhere, and if you see it, do it,